Hey guys, what is up? It is Nixxiom here, and today I want to talk a little bit about the level squish that Ian Hazzikostas made mention of in one of the recent World of Warcraft live streams. It was a Q&A. Now, squishing the level cap is something that I've spoken about in previous videos, and honestly, I thought they were going to do it in Battle for Azeroth. It was going to, the level cap was going to hit level 120.
It would have made sense because we got depowered. It would have made perfect sense to just go back in time with Battle for Azeroth and, have the levels go down in the same way that, like, the character's power went down.
And that would be a perfect opportunity for them to sort of reset it, put it back to level 60. Tirisfal Glades, for example, right now, it's a level 1 to 10 zone, 1 to 12 zone, whatever. And then in the next expansion, or BFA, it would just be a level 1 to 6 zone. And I've spoken at length about that in videos, and it has been interesting having Ian Hazzikostas bring up the exact same arguments that I've brought forward for a level squish. So TLDR, real fast, I actually do support the level squish idea, and I'd like to explain why.
Ooh,
based
he
on
likes
personal experiences.
Okay.
But this is all just my opinion, so feel free to disagree with me in the comment section below, because this is, this is an open discussion. I've had a number of people try World of Warcraft recently who, they've heard about the game, they wanted to get into it. They're like, oh, Nixxiom plays it, maybe I should check it out. Some of my real-life friends, some people I've met online, and so on and so forth. Now, for these guys who tried World of Warcraft, with each and every one of them, I had to have a conversation with them about the level cap. I had to tell them, like, look, the level cap, it's, well, for one guy it was 100, for another guy it was 110, and another dude it was 120 in Battle for Azeroth. And I told them, like, look, if you start playing the game right now, I know that it seems like, level 110, for example, is going to take a while to reach.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't. You just kind of got to grind
it's
through
a
the levels
psychological
little by little.
Just like I was saying.
Then eventually you'll get to the end game content and all that stuff. There is, of course, the fact that they could buy a boosted character from getting the latest expansion.
Yep, there is that.
I find that a lot of new players, and it's not just people that I know, but even people I've spoken to on Twitch, they tend to not want to do that. When you step into a new game, especially a game as complex as an MMORPG, you probably don't want to start on a super high-level character and not even know where anything in the world is.
Well, yeah, you're going to get fucking confused.
You don't want to be running around on a character that's level 110, and then when someone says, oh, hey, let's all go to Elwyn Forest and go see what's happening at Goldshire. You're like, oh, I don't know what the heck that is. I find that a lot of new players, although the level boost thing is available to them, they tend to want to start at the beginning and work their way up.
I would hope so, because that's how you should play.
So they feel they're actually experienced with the game. Hopefully that makes sense. And this is what these people that I'm making reference to did. They made level 1 characters, they leveled up, and the farthest that one of them got to was like level 50-something before he quit. The other two, they quit long before that because they just thought the game was boring. And also, they would tell me that it would just take too long. It's too much of a time investment to get to max level before they would start having the proper fun in the MMO. Because it is an unfortunate thing that you have to tell people if they're going to try World of Warcraft today, where you have to say that, yeah, the early game, it's just very meh. It's very, like, repetitive.
I think every game's kind of like that.
But the fun is at the end game. You got to get to the end game, man.
I mean, that's what everybody says about every MMO, right? It's like the main content is at the end game. Like, I heard that about Black Desert. I heard that about ESO. Like, this is very, very common. Maybe WoW Classic isn't like that, but this is something that I hear about every MMO. This is nothing specific to WoW.
Got to get to the end game, and we've been saying that for years now, and it's such a shame that we have to say that, and that whole like early game experience has just been neglected so much, and it's so stale. And I've made tons of videos about that, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We're just going to focus on the level squish. The point is, based on my own personal experience, having spoken to new players in real life and on Twitch, the level cap can be a bit intimidating. Because just because we, as veteran players, know
this is exactly what I was saying.
It doesn't really take that long to get to level 120.
Psychological.
A new player doesn't know that.
Right.
A new player thinks, oh my gosh, it's going to take hundreds of hours to get to level 120. They don't know. They don't know if it takes 120 minutes or 120 hours. You know what I mean? And this is one of the primary reasons why I have always supported the level squish. I've always liked the idea of setting World of Warcraft back to level 60 because I feel it would help new players with that sort of psychological intimidation of such a massive level cap. On top of all that, there's also the fact that right now it's like every 2 levels or so you get a new ability or a new skill in World of Warcraft. Well, if you cut the level cap in half, if you nerf it, you'd be getting something every level, even if it's just a talent point selection or whatever. And I think that would make the modern game a little bit more akin to classic World of Warcraft, the older version of the game, where every single time you leveled, you got something.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Past level 10, because in classic WoW and in the earlier version of the game, every single time you leveled, you got a talent point. Every other level, you got to go to a class trainer and you got to see new spells and abilities that you could potentially learn. And it just kind of created this subconscious desire to keep leveling. That way you could max out that arcane mage talent tree so you can get presence of mind, or at least, get to that point in the talent tree.
Yeah, let you set goals.
You see an ability like Blizzard, for example, for a mage, and you're like, oh, I want to get that Blizzard, but I have to be level whatever to get it. So it motivates you to keep going forward, and so on and so forth. I know that I'm sort of repeating myself because I have made videos on this subject before. I've made these talking points in the past, and I know I'm just making them again. But I do feel like now that the discussion is heating up and people are talking about it, maybe I'll throw my opinions back out there again into the mix and hear what people have to say in the comment section. For those of you that have been watching this channel for a while, you know that I always am thinking about the new player. You know that I'm always talking about how do we get this game to grow?
That's what matters.
How do we get it? Like, how do we get World of Warcraft to the point where that 12 million subscription record that they had back in the day? How do we get World of Warcraft to make that 12 million person subscription count look like a joke? How are we going to do that? And I don't think that... I genuinely believe World of Warcraft could start seeing positive growth again. I genuinely think it could. A new generation of gamers is coming up. They want something to play. They want a good MMO to get immersed in, just like we did back in the day. I'm speaking to some of the older people here that might have played Classic, BC, Wrath, whatever.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But I don't think that these new players, I don't feel they're going to find that hook in a game where the early game is very boring and dull and empty and stale and way too easy. I don't think they're going to find it in a level up experience that is pathetically linear. I don't think it's good for them to log into a game and see a massive level cap and think to themselves, oh my god, I am 14 years behind everybody. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's psychological. 100%
these guys anytime soon.
100%.
And those are my thoughts. Just thinking about the new player and what do they think? So guys, here's my question.
Okay.
If you're a veteran player, what do you think about the level squish? Do you really care if your 120 number in the upper left-hand corner shrinks to a 60 or whatever? But more importantly, if you're a new player, brand new player, maybe you just started within the past year or so, what do you think? Or what did you think anyway when you first logged in and you were like, holy shit, 120 levels? What did you think about that? Was it intimidating? Was it a little overwhelming? What did you think? I am curious, very curious. So hopefully we can get a good discussion going in the comment section. I do appreciate you guys listening. Feel free to agree with me. Feel free to disagree with me. You're not going to hurt my feelings. And yeah, guys. I'll see you guys with my next video. We'll talk more about WoW and Classic and whatever. And
you know what?
Let's see what Blizzard decides to do.
I think that's completely true. Like I agree. Like the way that you have circulation before the video, I think this might be an awesome idea. Yeah, I genuinely think that the idea of level squish is good, but I mean, like it's fundamentally good. McConnell, don't you understand that? Can you at least agree with me on that?
Yeah, I agree.
No, you don't. You literally just said the opposite, dude. Like, what do you mean?
Huh?
Like, you have to understand, like fundamentally, like, people that are gonna get into the game feel like they're really far behind if the level cap is 120. Like, and so if they literally just cut it in half, that would be an overall positive.
Can we rewatch the video?
Sure, actually. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, hey, why not rewatch it? Yeah, sure. But listen, all he's saying is that, I mean, like, you know what he's saying. He's saying the same thing that I'm saying. Like, we don't need to rewatch the video. I mean, it's the same thing that I've said multiple times. Level squish may not be the answer. Made him ESO 2.0. So long as the effect of the squish isn't hampered by the experience needed and gained, it will work, but it's still a balance. Here before Asmongold. Love your streams, by the way. Keep up the great videos, Nixxiom. More of a retail player, but I think the level squish is probably the best decision in years. I don't know. Like, I genuinely think that a level squish would be good for the game. Like, I do. I don't know why so many people are, there's a lot of people out there who don't play WoW because they think that they'd be too far behind.